Royal Hustlers is proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation.
Good today, better tomorrow.
99 FM, your inspiration station, Royal Hustler. It is that time of the show, and today we have a Royal Hustler, and he goes by the name of Gert Maritz, who is on the line with us. And this man is busy with so much. He's just all over the place in a good way. Sibu, are you walking over here?
No, I'm looking forward to Gert.
Gert, good morning. Are you walking over here?
Yeah, good morning.
How are you doing today, Gert?
No, I'm doing fine. Yourself?
I'm doing great. Now, we understand that you're passionate about people and processes. You also describe yourself as a logical and analytical person who's always enjoyed the problem-solving nature of engineering. Now, having spent most of your career at Lithon Project Consultants, you get to do what you love while serving the world at the same time. In addition to that, we understand that you're passionate about helping individuals understand their purpose at the company, and you've also spearheaded an internal leadership program focused on career growth and personal development. When you're not working, we'll probably find you with your family or training for triathlons and mountain bike challenges. Gert, is there anything that you don't do?
I'm quite a busy man.
Clearly. Now, tell us a bit about yourself. Where were you born? Who is this Gert guy?
Yeah, no, thanks. Thanks for having me this morning. Yeah, I was born and raised in Windhoek, I think like most, and finished my grade 12 at Windhoek High School. I'm the second youngest of 4 children, having an older brother and sister and one younger brother. And I'm happily married to a lovely wife, having 3 children, 1 girl and 2 boys.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and then after school I went to Stellenbosch University, obtained a degree in civil engineering, and then upon my return I worked for a year in Windhoek after being relocated to Oshikati, where I work on a roads project.
Right.
And I actually only had to stay there for a year and eventually stayed there for 7 years.
Wow.
Thereafter 3 years in Swartkrop, and now for the 7 past years in Windhoek.
Now, you just gave us a brief on your life. You went to high school here. You went to Stellenbosch to do a civil engineering degree. Was that your dream? Was that your biggest dream? Is that what you wanted to do with your life, just becoming an engineer? Or what exactly, how does that speak to you, one of the biggest dreams that you've ever had, growing up at least?
From when I can remember, I built roads and bridges in the sand.
Right.
I always sketched 3-dimensional objects from a young age, so we're probably prone to become an engineer. It was only when I had to choose a career in grade 11 and page through books that I saw a bridge, and which probably nudged me into that direction, and eventually applied for engineering.
Right. Now, that says a lot, because I really like counting money, but I don't like accountants. So I don't really, I have nothing against accountants. I have nothing against accountants. Now, just to digress a bit, do you have a side hustle? Do you have a job that you're doing on the side? Anything that's helping you make a extra buck here or there?
When I was studying, I bought some vending machines, which made some good extra pocket money for me, which were more passive income than active income. But apart from that, I was and still is a firm believer in putting all of your effort and additional time in your place of work. One cannot work for 2 masters, and you need to choose where you put all your energy. So your return always are directly proportional to your energy spent.
I said like a true engineer. Now, when you wake up every morning, Gert, what motivates you on a daily basis? What gets you out of bed? What, aside from your wife, your beautiful wife that you mentioned earlier, as well as your 3 babies, aside from that, what motivates you to get out of bed on a daily basis?
Well, definitely living out my God-given purpose, which in short is to assist individuals and organizations to fulfill their purpose and to be the change they want to see. So I'm a firm believer that there's much more in each individual and organization which they realize themselves. So by harvesting that potential, one can see the good multiplying tenfold, whether it's in an individual's own life, his family life, or that of organization as a whole. So yeah, that definitely motivates me on a daily basis.
Now, give us some insight into some of the exciting projects that Lithon Project or Lithon Consulting is busy with at the moment.
Yes, there's so many. Now we are currently the project managers for the upgrade to the C.E.O. International Airport Terminal.
So that's you guys?
Yes. Or we're the project managers. There's a whole team of engineers, architects, quantity surveyors. But for those that seen the results would agree that it looks amazing. Although we can't take the credit for the awesome designs, we were responsible to ensure that the project was completed within time and budget, which were also the case.
Right. The Namibian people thank you.
and the great thing is, it's all Namibian companies that's doing that project. There's no other nationality that has been involved in that project. So I think Namibia can be proud on that as well. Another exciting project that we are involved in is actually the upgrade of the road between Windhoek and Rehoboth, which will also be a double carriageway, which is the same as the one that's currently being constructed between Windhoek and Okaania.
Yeah, which is so necessary.
And has already been appointed in 2014, but up to now there weren't any budget to commence the project, but we recently started with the project, the physical construction, and the completion date is 2024. So yeah, that's another exciting project.
That is absolutely brilliant. Now, what would you say is the importance of the work of consulting engineers for the development of a country? Why is your work so important for Namibia?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't really think people understand the importance of engineers in a country, economy is being built on infrastructure, whether it be rail, road, electricity or water. Without infrastructure, there cannot be growth in a country's economy. So we as engineers are privileged to be at the forefront of the stimulus to economic advancement, both on a micro and a macro level. And it is without doubt that all the major economies in the world, if you look at the Americas, Europe, Asia, were built on a backbone of the railway construction, for instance, which were followed by water and then electricity. And Namibia is also no exception to this. If you take the railway lines that you see today, it actually dates back to the early 1900s, prior to any major roads being constructed, for instance. So from the railways came economic advancement in all the settlements, which later became towns and eventually cities.
Right. Gert, we are out of time, but before I let you go, what are some of your hopes for the future of Namibia?
No, Namibia might be going through an economic slump, but I'm really hopeful and believe that through the intervention of the private sector, in partnership with the government, that we will create a prosperous future for our children. The advantage which we as Namibia, of course, has is that we are a small population. And I think there's a lot of people that might see it as a stumble block, but we have a definite advantage that the turnaround can be done fast and that if there's a political will. So the private sector is very much ready to climb in and do their part. And yeah, Namibia is an extreme rich country, both from the natural resources and diversity we have in our people. So once we start to harvest that for the benefit of all, we will create a safe and secure future for our children and their children. And there's absolutely no reason why we can't achieve this in the shortest time possible.
Gert, you've made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Thank you so much for your time, and wishing you all the best with all the initiatives that not only Lithon Consulting as well as yourself are busy with.
Oh, thanks. It was wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Have a fantastic Tuesday.
Thank you. You too.